What's good, gamers? Welcome back to each and every one of you. In today's video, we are talking flying. No, not just dragon riding, but flying. Yes, there's been many speculations over the course of the last few months about dragon riding and what the system could mean, with we now going to Kalimdor to take part in the Kalimdor Cup, the Eastern Kingdoms Cup, the Outland Cup. Many of us have been speculating, what does this mean for the future? Is dragon riding going to come to the old world? Will more mounts be added? Blizzard have released a blue post where they allay many of our questions and speculations, but we don't have a date yet. So in this video, I'm going to go through everything we know so far, everything we can expect, and also speculate a little about how this system could be expanded upon even further. So ladies and gentlemen, strap in, because it's going to be a wild ride. During the earliest days of World of Warcraft, flying really wasn't a consideration. In fact, it would have run counter to everything Blizzard wanted to achieve. You see, the world was the fundamental system of World of Warcraft, and in order to experience the world, you needed to be on the ground. Flying would have taken you away from the danger that the world presented you with. This was to encourage a more RPG feel for the game. Before you leave any safety zone, you would have to look at your provisions. Do I have enough food? Do I have enough drink? Because I am going to need it. Every mob in this world wants to kill me. More importantly, it has the ability to kill me. Heading into TBC, we of course got flying. Now, I'm not going to waste your time with the exact reasons for flying's addition to the game. All you have to know is Blizzard had fundamental issues with the ground-only mounts and instead decided to add flying because it was the easier of all of the options that had faced them at the time. And while players were certainly very excited for flying's addition to the game, Blizzard had soon realized a bigger problem. You see, while flying was really cool, and yes, it offered them more paths to even more rewards for players, it had also introduced a number of fundamental problems. Now that it was added to the game, you could never take it away. People don't like losing their toys. It took the world from feeling incredibly large and vast to feeling incredibly small and insignificant. Gone were the days of having to plan your journey. Just get on your mountain, fly to wherever you need to be. Flying, as it turns out, was a net loss for World of Warcraft, because while, yes, this was a really cool way to travel, everything that was lost as a result of it would never be regained. Over the course of the next few expansions, Blizzard would consistently iterate on this new problem that they had introduced into the game. First, they tried flight licenses. You would have to be max level, then spend an obscene amount of gold in order to unlock flying. This felt terrible, players didn't like it, so Blizzard shifted. They came up with a new system. They called it Pathfinder, now one of the most hated features in World of Warcraft. Instead of paying for your flight, you would now have to earn it. You would have to explore the entire world on foot, and then you would have to complete a multitude of feats. And once all of that has been completed, you could now fly. None of these systems worked. Why? People hate losing toys. It feels terrible. If I could fly 5 minutes ago, I need to be able to fly now. After many iterations on Pathfinder, as well as the flight license system, Blizzard came to a fork in the road. It was time to make a decision. Either embrace flying or fix what is fundamentally wrong with flying. Change it from being a passive system to an active one. That's where dragon riding comes from. Yes, it's not original. I know Guild Wars 2 did it. Many other games have iterations of dragon riding, but dragon riding works. Myself and many other players hail it as one of the greatest systems ever introduced in World of Warcraft. It's exciting. There's so many new rewards. The fact that you can customize your dragon to look exactly the way that you want it to look, it's all awesome. And it offers a new path of progression. The talent system is actually really cool, and you can feel the difference as you eventually max it out. And it even has place for more expansions in the future. Is it without its problems, without its flaws? Hell no. If you're a herbalist or a miner, good luck. Vigor regeneration is really bad, and it doesn't seem like Blizzard is able to hit that sweet spot where it feels good, and that just fundamentally comes from what dragon riding is. If you make it too easy to gain vigor, then suddenly dragon riding really is just flying. So it's important to keep that balance. Now, after that massive introduction, and of course me doing my best to get this video to 8 minutes, because I'm a greedy little bastard. No, I really wanted to give you guys the history of flying because I felt like it was pertinent to the video. Let's talk about how everything is about to change. In a recent blue post, Blizzard have revealed that dragon riding is coming to the old world. Moreover, there are currently 130 old mounts that have already been flagged as dragon riding ready, or dynamic flying. That's right, the name is changing. We will have, in the future, static flying and dynamic flying. So for those of you that wish to gather herbs or mine nodes, you can simply activate static flying while you will be moving slower. This will give you a lot more control over where you want to land, how long you want to hover, and all the rest of it. And if you need to get someplace quick, just toggle dynamic flying and off you go. Personally, I think this is insane. We don't know yet whether all of the old mounts will be added to the dragon riding or the dynamic flying system. According to Blizzard, they will add the mounts that make sense now, and in the future, they may actually evolve and move this forward. I can very easily see a world where we get new forms of dynamic flying, where mechanical flying mounts, for example, have their own system that operate very similarly to dragon riding, but of course have their own animations that make sense. Personally, I think this is an incredible move. It solves almost all of the problems. Rather than having to figure out the nightmare that is dynamic flying and gathering, you're simply giving players the option of toggling between whichever state of flying they wish to be in. And I can even see a world where this is eventually expanded to ground mounts, where maybe we get a dragon riding equivalent to ground mounts, making ground riding a lot more exciting and giving players something to work towards. Personally, I think victories all around, and Dragonflight really has just been full of these small little victories that Blizzard constantly keeps posting. Like I said, we don't have a date yet for when this will be added to the game, but Blizzard is slowly but surely working towards it. I expect it's going to be sometime 10.2, maybe even 10.2.5, when we'll finally see this being expanded upon and added to the old world. I am hesitant to say this, but I really do think that this is the best of all worlds, and I can't see anyone really complaining about this. Both systems, both static and dynamic, have key advantages and key disadvantages, which will allow players to choose as to the situation that they find themselves in, basically solving all problems moving forward. I'm all for this. I think this is great. But of course, my opinion doesn't matter. It's you that I want to hear from. So let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about static versus dynamic flying. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and also smash that bell because it does help out the channel. Then, of course, to all of the patrons, the YouTube members, and the Twitch subs, thank you so much for your monthly contributions. Without you, I would have to accept bastardized sponsorships. Thanks to your support for $1 a month, I can say no to all scumbags that wish to take up valuable time in my videos and instead just give you the news. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, be kind to each other, be good to each other, and I will see all of you in the next one. For more videos, click any of the videos on your screen on this side right now. Peace out, fam.